I said certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass P-word, make that pull-out game weak. Oh yeah, look at that. What a beauty. What a beautiful pie. I'm such a good cook. Hello, you full course meals. So I've decided to start a little series on my channel where I have deep thoughts about something while doing a mundane task. And today I'm going to talk about confidence and self-love while doing some cooking. So yeah, we're going to make some apple pie and chicken drumsticks today. So yeah, let's get cooking, good looking. Alrighty, so we are going to start off with making some pie crust. And again, I do not follow any precise measurements. I kind of just go with the flow. Sometimes that means things don't turn out well, but sometimes you get lucky. So first, we're going to cut up some butter for the fat that goes into the pie crust. When we talk about self-love, it's often used kind of interchangeably with things like self-esteem, self-acceptance. I personally kind of have different definitions for these things. So I think that self-esteem is kind of your view of yourself, how you evaluate what your strengths and weaknesses are, kind of just, a self-assessment. Whereas self-love, or if you're not there yet, self-acceptance is sort of an action that you take towards yourself. You can be mindful of all of your strengths and weaknesses and flaws that you have while still accepting that and loving yourself, right? Because we know our friends and parents very well, and we know that they are multifaceted, complex people who all have their own things that they need to work on, yet we still love them despite that. And when they're going through something that maybe is hurting themselves or other people, we choose to stick through it with them and help them grow instead of just, lashing out and leaving them. Which is funny to think about because sometimes we're willing to do that for other people, but we're not willing to do that for ourselves. And we stick so close, with friends and family because they've been through it with us through thick and thin. But you are the person that's been by your side since the start of your life and will be until the end of your life. Yet we kind of don't treat ourselves the same way that we treat our loved ones. Okay, now that I've got all my fats in here and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, I'm just gonna start mashing. This is literally the most satisfying part. Now, back on the topic of self-love, the concept I use when thinking about self-love is being your own friend. Not being the first person to put yourself down, watching the way that you talk to yourself and talk about yourself, the kind of language that you use. If you refer to yourself as, a piece of shit, not worthy, or anything like that, how are you going to get through life? Life is pretty hard as is with other people telling you that. And I think that self-hatred is equivalent to having a really toxic friend or somebody abusive in your life. And maybe you think that it's not as dramatic as that because you're doing it to yourself, but really the relationship that you have with yourself is the most fundamental one because you are with yourself 24/7. And even if you just, want to be a better person, less judgmental, a little bit nicer, a little bit more patient, it all starts with you. Because if you're used to judging yourself super duper hard and using, specific kind of language when referring to yourself, then you're going to be so prone to doing the same thing to other people. If you judge yourself really harshly, that's going to project onto the people around you. And, you'll be looking at strangers on the bus and picking out their flaws the same way that you pick apart your flaws in the mirror. Ooh, what a sexy Sexy piece of dough. Now let's get on to the chicken drumsticks. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Okay, so we're gonna start off with cutting some of the veggies. We have onions, potatoes, big potato and a little potato, which evens out to 2 medium potatoes. That's how math works. Eggplant, extra thick, very small, and some peppers. Carrots from my friend Chantel's garden. They are homegrown. They will give you 20/20 vision. I will start off with the onions because they make me cry. They're well worth the tears. On the note of self-confidence, some people misconstrue that with being super arrogant and thinking that you're better than everybody else, or, being blindsided to your own flaws. That is not the case. You can have a realistic portrait of yourself and still be able to love yourself. In the same way that you have friends and family that you know very well, and you can still have love for them even if you know their flaws and shortcomings. And a lot of people who kind of misconstrue self-esteem with self-love think that, oh, my eyes are watering. As long as they check certain boxes off, have a lot of money, have a hot partner, a big house, a cool car, be funny, whatever it is, that through having a higher self-esteem, they will eventually attain self-love. I think that's not kind of the right place to start. If your love for yourself is conditional, maybe you lose that job, you break up with that partner, you suffer whatever misfortune it is, and then you're disconnected from that identity of yourself that you had, that version of yourself that you think was worthy of love, and then now you're just you. You might slip back into self-hatred because, as it turns out, self-hatred was the baseline of how you really felt. Without the external factors that you associated with yourself, the baseline of how you treated yourself was self-loathing. And when you take away the glitz and glamour, that's all you'll be left with. Which means that, contrary to how it might logically make sense, is that you have to start off with that kind of unconditional love for yourself. Be, your own friend, your own ally, and when you have that, it'll be really easy to become the version of yourself that you really want to be. I have one example that I can think of from quarantine. Now, quarantine was a great lesson on self-love because it took away all of the external validations that I had. I was running around for the last 3 years of high school, leading clubs, doing all of this, kind of attaching my identity to being like the overachiever, a young person that was doing so much. When quarantine came, all of that was wiped away. Also, a lot of my human interaction. So I just kind of had to sit with myself and be. Even though I would say I've learned how to love myself in majority of avenues of life, one thing that I think I still need to work on is being a workaholic. When it comes to work and such, instead of being a friend to myself, I'm very much my own Asian mom. And just sitting in quarantine, not being able to do anything, meant that I had to entertain myself and realize the worth that I had, even if I wasn't winning some award or earning whatever money. And I remember one particular day, this was literally like a week into quarantine, I'd already started feeling super duper depressed. I was just lying on my bed watching One Piece. At this point, I think I might be like the heaviest that I had ever been. I just realized, wow, I'm gonna be doing this like pretty much every single day, just lying on my bed. There's really nowhere else to go. And I'm probably just gonna get heavier and heavier. And I'm somebody that doesn't necessarily gain weight that easily, nor do I lose weight that easily. But I decided decided to whoop my own ass and start working out. Initially, it was really hard because I have never been a super athletic person, and I'd always had this nerd complex about never being good at sports and forever being unathletic and just giving up on that thing as a whole. But I told myself that, you know, I've been able to apply myself to things and learn how to do something in the past. You know, if I can conquer this, then I can conquer anything. I'm gonna start making the sauce. Today, what I'm feeling like is using this Jamaican curry powder. Probably gonna mix in a lot of different spices, and we'll kind of just see where it takes us. Saucy! Now I've got the sauce that I'm gonna coat each drumstick in and just stick them on top. Add some last finishing touches, and yeah, we should be good to bake. Ta-da! She's ready to bake. Next, we're probably gonna move on to making the apple pie. Alrighty, so the chicken is in the oven at 400 degrees for 52 minutes. And I just took this crust out of the freezer and it is rock hard. Get your mind out of the gutter. So I'm just gonna let it defrost a little bit. I mean, it is my fault for putting it in the freezer. This video is so all over the place. I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry to my future self that has to edit this. So we covered kind of self-loathing, self-tolerance, self-acceptance, self-love. Now, how does that kind of tie into confidence? When your self-worth is unconditional, meaning it's not results-based. Instead, it's no matter what the outcome is, I will love myself regardless. That makes it a lot easier to go into things and do the best that you can, because that kind of pressure is almost lifted off. And it's easier to want to become better and improve when you think of yourself as somebody capable, somebody with the potential to grow, instead of just, I was born shitty at this thing and I'll never get better at it, so why even try? So now that I've cut my apple chunks, I'm going to spice them up with some cinnamon and brown sugar. Oh, by the way, these aren't olives, they're just a jar with brown sugar in them. If you're also Asian, can you tell me if your mom also keeps random containers from random things and uses them to make like herbal remedies or store random stuff? You know, I'm not even gonna attempt to roll this dough out because it is far too hard for that. So, as it turns out, I have been making apple pie wrong my entire life, and not adding this kind of like flour, butter, and sugar mixture that thickens up the inside of the pie along with the apples. Alrighty, now it's time to assemble the pie. This is the best that I could do with the crust. So yes, I, having kind of conquered my lack of athleticism, let's just say, grew confidence in my ability not to be good at things naturally, but to improve at anything that I set my mind to. And I think that's the kind of confidence that is the most important. Because in life, you're always gonna run into things that you're not really good at. When you have that confidence in yourself to be able to persevere, it does make things easier. So, yeah, I kind of ran out of crust. Isn't this just so Pinterest worthy? Oh yeah, look at that. What a beauty. What a beautiful pie. I'm such a good cook. Oh my god. Whew, okay. Oh. BB, look at that. Delicious. Next, we're gonna pop in my Martha Stewart approved apple pie at 350 for 55 minutes. Oh, it smells so buttery. You know, despite how it looks, I actually think that this is gonna taste pretty good. Alright, thank you so much for joining me on this cooking venture and listening me ramble about stuff while cutting onions. Leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe to the Cuteness Code for more home cooking tutorials. Toodles!